2026 has already been an incredible year for JRPG fans, and honestly, the best might still be ahead of us. There are still plenty of exciting games coming over the next few months, and some of them are shaping up to be truly special. So today, I've put together the most promising JRPGs still coming in 2026, the games you should absolutely keep on your radar. Let's not waste any time, and kick things off with the first game on the list. Starting with the one that's right around the corner, Sword Art Online Echoes of Aincrad launches on July 9th in Japan and July 10th worldwide for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. You create your own custom character and relive the original Aincrad arc as one of the other 10,000 players trapped inside the game. There's even a true death game mode where dying means your save file is permanently deleted. The real-time combat looks surprisingly solid. After several SAO games that left fans disappointed over the past few years, this one seems to be putting the focus on delivering a genuinely fun action RPG instead of relying on fan service. Definitely one to keep an eye on.
Falcom is back with a spiritual successor to Tokyo Xanadu. Kyoto Xanadu drops July 16th, but heads up, it's a Japan and Asia release via Steam with English text available. The Western console version still doesn't have a publisher locked in. The idea here is an action RPG that mixes 2D side-scrolling exploration with 3D combat inside the gates of the Xanadu Labyrinth. There's a bond system with the cast, growth through the soul device, the classic Falcom recipe, just set in an alternate modern-day Japan. If you're on PC, you can already play it next month.
Disgaea Mayhem drops the series' turn-based roots and goes full action RPG, landing July 23rd on PS5, Switch, Switch 2, and PC. You take direct control of mercenary NA who just wants cash to buy flan for Princess Tichelle. Yes, that's literally the plot. 7 weapon types you can swap on the fly, the item world grind that's the series' signature move, and the usual chance to eventually deal billions of damage. If you're into Disgaea but want to see the formula in a different rhythm, go ahead and put it on your wish list. If you've never played Blue Reflection, this is the perfect entry point. Koei Tecmo is launching a collection on July 30th with both console games remastered, plus a 3D version of the mobile game Sun, and an adaptation of the Ray anime, all in one package, for PS5, Switch, Switch 2, and PC. It's a turn-based RPG with a strong school life vibe and emotional drama between the characters, with the twist of reflectors gaining magical power. Basically, it's a magical girl story. If that more introspective style appeals to you, kind of like Persona but focused purely on schoolgirls with powers, this is a serious amount of content for one price. Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, exclusive to Switch 2, arrives September 17th. The story set in the Dagdan Empire, centered on a gladiator tournament called the Heroic Games, where the winner is granted one wish, and you choose between 4 different protagonists, each with their own motivation and exclusive ability. It has a direct connection to the Three Houses universe, even reusing some of that game's art team. Turn-based tactical combat built on top of the foundation we already know, just with a more dramatic arena flavor. And here's the coincidence, on that exact same day, September 17, Falcom drops the full remake of the second chapter of Trails in the Sky, one of the most beloved entries in the entire Kiseki saga. The story picks up right where the first remake left off, Estelle chasing after Joshua after he vanishes following that reveal at the end of the previous game. It keeps the hybrid battle system that blends real-time action with turn-based commands, and adds new crafts and S-crafts for the cast. If you played first chapter last year, this is the direct continuation you've been waiting for, and you can import your save for bonuses.
A brand new project with no ties to any existing franchise, Qlipha and Providence's Shadow from Arc System Works, launches September 24th on PS5, Switch, and PC. It's a tactical RPG set in a collapsing Tokyo, where reality is being eroded by creatures called aberrations. You control the duo of Soma, a delivery worker who turns into a human-monster hybrid after being attacked, and Runa, the investigator who takes on the case. The big hook is the counter-timeline system, where you can pause and slow down time to read enemy attacks before you act. stylish visuals, supernatural investigation vibes, made by people who know how to make a good-looking game.
Bandai Namco keeps going with its project to remaster the old Tales games, and now it's Tales of Eternia's turn, that PS1 classic. It launches October 16 on basically every platform: PS4, PS5, Xbox Series, Switch, Switch 2, and PC. There's a toggle between remastered and original graphics and sound, encounters you can turn off, a turbo auto mode, everything designed for people who want to revisit it without dealing with old friction. If you've never played a 2000s era Tales game, this is a gentle entry point. One of the most unexpected announcements of the year, Final Fantasy Resonance. It's the first Final Fantasy ever made in the HD 2D style, and it launches on October 22 for Switch, Switch 2, PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. What's really interesting here is the premise. The game takes the story and characters from the now-defunct mobile title Final Fantasy Brave Exvius and completely rebuilds them as a full console RPG. The script has been rewritten, events happen in a different order, and the whole experience has been redesigned from the ground up. Combat is turn-based, built around a timeline system similar to Octopath Traveler, with a break mechanic that also takes inspiration from Final Fantasy XVI. I know some people will be skeptical because it originated from a gacha game, but the original story was actually pretty solid. And visually, this game looks absolutely gorgeous. And closing out the confirmed date list, Dragon Quest Monsters: The Withered World launches December 3rd for Switch, Switch 2, PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. Here, you don't play as a traditional hero. Instead, you take on the roles of Bianca and Nera, child versions of the Dragon Quest V cast, who become monster wranglers on a quest to cure their sick fathers. The focus is on capturing, raising, and synthesizing monsters to build your ideal team, with over 500 cataloged creatures and the series' classic turn-based combat. After the success of the Dark Prince in 2024, this is the safe bet to close out 2026 with a ton of satisfying grind. Not a new game, but it deserves the spotlight. Granblue Fantasy Relink gets its first major expansion, Endless Ragnarok, on July 9th, alongside its Switch 2 launch. It comes with new playable characters, cross-play across every platform, a solo roguelike mode called Conflux, and another 20 to 30 hours of post-story content. If you drop the game after the main campaign, this is the perfect excuse to come back. Now it's time to talk about the games that still don't have a confirmed release date for this year. An action JRPG with a hand-painted deep 2D art style, illustrations by Takeshi Oga, the artist behind Gravity Rush, and a score by Hitoshi Sakimoto, the legendary composer of Final Fantasy XII and Final Fantasy Tactics. It features a phased battle system that blends real-time action with turn-based combat. Right now, it's still only confirmed for 2026 with no release month locked in yet. Edge of Memories takes place on the continent of Avarice on the opposite side of the world from Edge of Eternity. The entire land is being consumed by a plague known as the Corrosion, a disease that slowly transforms people, plants, and even animals into monsters. You play as Aileen, a soul whisperer who once healed people's nightmares, until a mysterious encounter reveals she can actually control the corrosion growing inside her own body. Alongside her mentor Eusaurus and the shaman prince Kanta, she sets out across a world that literally keeps changing as the story unfolds. The demo launched back in June, and while the combat still feels a little rough around the edges, there's one mechanic that really caught my attention. It's called Berserk, and it looks like it could lead to some really satisfying comeback moments in battle. Now, all we're waiting for is an official release date. Sacrifier has been one of the most anticipated indie JRPGs for years. It's heavily inspired by Vagrant's story and even features a soundtrack composed by Motoi Sakuraba himself. The problem is that the game was delayed beyond its planned release at the beginning of 2026. And as of recording this video, the new release date still hasn't been announced. It's absolutely a game worth keeping on your wish list, just don't count on playing it this year. Level 5's detective RPG follows Harver as he investigates crimes that cross between the real world and a virtual reality known as Decasim. The problem is that this game just can't seem to catch a break. It was originally scheduled for 2023, then delayed to 2024, and now it's targeting 2026. Even in Level 5's latest showcase, several of the games they previously promised for this year were left without firm release dates. That's exactly why this one's at the bottom of the list. On paper, it's still a 2026 release, but if I had to bet, I wouldn't count on it. And to wrap things up with one more indie game, there's Runa, developed by the Spanish studio Fenix Studio and funded through Kickstarter. The easiest way to describe it is Persona meets Final Fantasy X. It features turn-based combat with character swapping that doesn't consume a turn, an elemental break system, and social links with more than 15 romance options. The PC Early Access release is currently expected for November 2026. While that date isn't completely set in stone, it's easily one of the most promising indie JRPGs I've come across. And that's it, everyone. Look how many great games are still coming out in 2026, beyond the obvious titles everyone's already talking about. Let me know in the comments which one you're looking forward to the most. And if I missed a confirmed release, call it out and I'll update the list. If this video helped you sort out your wish list, I'd really appreciate a like. And don't forget to hit that bell, because this list is definitely going to keep growing. Thanks for watching. Whew! That was a lot of JRPGs. See you in the next one.